I finally found one. A motorcycle that is a really low production, a bike that I've been looking for a long time, and I coincidentally came across one. It's actually a really funny story how I came across this motorcycle. By the title and thumbnail of this video, you already know what it is. But I found an F3 CBR600 Smoking Joe edition. This thing is so cool. This is a special edition. They only made a couple thousand of them of the F3 in '98 and '96. I've been looking for one of these bikes for a little bit now, and you don't really see them come for sale too much. And when you do, they go for some pretty big money and tend to sell pretty quickly because there are a lot of people looking for them. There's not very many in good condition left. I know in '98, I believe they only made like 1,200, and then in '96, I think they made 1,500. Those aren't exact statistics on this motorcycle, but it's really low production. There's less than 4,000 of them, and there's probably less than 2,000 of them still in this condition. All stock with maybe 1 or 2 modifications, stock taillights, stock indicators, and, well, this bike has less than 20,000 miles. If you haven't picked up, this is the Camel advertisement that they did in the late 90s. I believe at this point they were already banned in putting their name onto motorcycles, but this is a roundabout way in order to advertise, obviously, any tobacco product. Smoking Joe, Camel, you know, I'm sure you guys looking at this automatically recognize it. Now this motorcycle is pretty much bone stock. This is how the bikes came with the liveries, with the sponsor decals still on it, and it's really well preserved. You got Honda Rider Club of America here, beautiful purple tank. You have a multi-time AMA National Championship with a signature sticker. This is like a please wear your helmet sticker. If you can see the outline still there, very tough to see on camera, but at one point that was peeled up. Glad to see that that sticker's still there though. Gauge cluster, very minimal, but very just kind of classy of its time. 14,000 miles, red line of 13,500, and you got a temperature gauge there as well. Very simple dashboard. You don't even have a hydraulic clutch on this bike, which I love. It is carbureted with 4 carbs sitting underneath that tank. A couple things not stock about this motorcycle. This seat is actually supposed to be black. Yes, it flows with the bike quite well, but that is not the original seat, which I don't mind. I think they're pretty easy to find. I say that, but I think it should be fairly easy to source the original seat. And of course, if you guys haven't already seen, it has a beautiful Yoshimura exhaust on it, which is a big plus because they also have the stock exhaust. You have sponsor logos on the swing arm, a purple rear wheel with a yellow wheel in front. Just, this bike looks so good. A F3 apparently are super fun to ride. I've ridden this bike maybe 2 or 3 miles so far, but I haven't actually rode it. The F3s are supposed to be really fun. This was Honda's iteration of a 600cc motorcycle that they took racing, and this was, I believe, the final iteration because the F4 was a fuel-injected motorcycle with a facelift, so they made a couple of iterations of this and then upgraded to the F4 in the early 2000s. But it has all the sponsor stickers in the correct place, the Dunlop stickers, the camel in the front, the camels on each side of the headlight. This thing is just overall in such impressive shape, but this wasn't the bike that I was going to buy. I also have to point out the fact that it still has the original tail. Now, like I said, these motorcycles are fairly rare, but they do come up for sale every now and then. Especially if you have your eye out for looking for one of these, and I had my eye out, I was looking for one at a decent price. They usually went for a lot and snapped up pretty quick. You know, if one came for sale, they're usually going to be gone within the next week. But this one was off market. There was one on market. The guy was super dodgy. I was going back and forth with him, and he was like, oh, I'm going to be out of town until this. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm trying to get this bike. It seems like it's in really good condition. The price seems okay. It doesn't have the original tail or the original exhaust, but still, the bike is in gorgeous shape for being 25 years old. So I'd been messaging him back and forth, and there was some other parts that I was going to look at. I was looking at a couple parts and pieces for one of my other bikes, but it was actually just a motorcycle disassembled. This is a long story, and I'll show you guys that eventually one day. I went into the guy's garage picking up the parts, and I'm like, oh my god, is that a Smoking Joe? Just the first thing I saw was that bike sitting in the corner, and he's like, yeah, it is. I'm like, is it real? He says, yeah, it's a real Smokin' Joe. Verified by the VIN number. They also say special edition on the VINs if you didn't know. So he goes, yeah, you know, I was thinking about selling it, whatever, and I'm just letting go of my bikes. I don't ride it enough. You know, I'm the second owner of the bike, this, that, and I'm like, yeah, it's very well clear that someone has taken care of it. He owned the bike since 2006, and I'm I'm like, you want to sell it? He goes, yeah. He gives me a number, and I'm like, all right, you know, we're not too far apart. This is what I'll give you, and I'll buy both the bikes, the bike and parts that I originally came for. And I'll buy this. I'll go get cash, get a trailer, be back in like 2 hours for the bike. And he's like, done. And I'm like, oh my God, that worked out a little too well. Not only was this bike way closer than the other bike was, but it was also there. I could just buy it instantly, I could get it. Later that night, the guy sent me a video of the bike riding. I'm like, man, I just bought one. But when a bike like this comes for sale, these bikes have been chasing me for the last couple of weeks. I saw one in person, I have had multiple come up for sale, and then the one I was finally making a deal on, and then this one just presented itself in front of me, and I'm like, that's my bike right there. She does run fairly well. It's been sitting for a few years. She did go through the carbs last year, but still, like, I think it could be gone through again. So what we're gonna do is turn the fuel on there. Fires are pretty good. Sounds healthy. Sounds good with that Yoshi exhaust. I think the bike could use fresh gasoline and just a little bit of running to clear its throat. He's like, I've ridden it once in the last year, so it's been sitting for a little bit, but it does sound like a very healthy engine. If you can't tell, I'm sick again, somehow. Second time this summer, and I got sick twice last summer, so I haven't been able to catch a break. But I picked this thing up, man. It's just so exciting. We're gonna take it out for a light ride. Very, very just light, quick ride, because I don't have enough energy to take it on a proper ride today, but this thing is just gorgeous. Wow. Oh, yeah, this bike is pretty easy to ride, if I'm gonna be honest, but no, a lot of fun. Yeah, I forget how much you gotta rev up 600s. I really wish I was in a little bit of a better shape to do this motorcycle a little bit more justice, but in the next video, the video review we do with it, I just really wanted to show it because this thing is gorgeous. In the next video with this motorcycle, we'll be doing a proper ride, a little bit of review, a little bit of my thoughts on owning the machine and that kind of stuff. I just wanted to show you, and I wanted to take the bike out even though I feel horrible. Yeah, it smells like bad gas. But that's all I got for this one. You really got to rev up 600s. I really want to get this thing properly warm and take it up all the way. That was probably like 7,500 RPM. It sounds amazing. With that said, that's all I have for this video. I know it's a quick one. I know it's a short one. But just really wanted to show you guys my Smokin Joe. Because I've been looking for one of these bikes for so long, and to have one is great. And I already got some plans for it. So if you guys did enjoy this video, do me a huge favor, leave a like and subscribe to the channel, because we're gonna be doing a proper ride, proper review, waiting for some new filming gear to come in. I bought a new helmet that's not quite set up yet for my cameras, which is why I used the old setup. Kind of felt like an old school video, like from 2 or 3 years ago, huh? I don't know. I don't know whether I should apologize or just run with it, but that's all I have for the video. If you guys did enjoy, leave me a like, subscribe to the channel. As always, I'll see you guys in the next video.